Welcome to Nerd Positive. This is a Facebook and YouTube live podcast that celebrates everything we feel is awesome in hopes of spreading our fandom to you. After the live show, you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you find your audio fix. Each week, we dive into the hearts of fandoms, celebrating the things we love, from sci-fi to fantasy, movies to TV shows, comics to video games. We explore the universes that have captured our imaginations and made us lifelong fans in our search for the quest for the best. Expect passionate discussions, in-depth analyses, side quests, and maybe even a few things hiding under the bed. Whether you're a die-hard yippee-ki-yay motherfucker or just dipping your toes in the fandom waters, Nerd Positive is the place to be. I'm your host, the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, Bradley Butune. Man, I can't even say my own last name.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. And with me every week is my co-host, the unverified twin of Dwayne The Rock Johnson in the eyebrows. The unverified twin of Dave Batista in the head wrinkles. The unverified twin of Carl Weathers in the mustache.
The flavor.
Ooh, yeah, and there's some flavor tonight for
yes,
sure.
Sir. Yes, sir.
The unverified twin of Tony Todd in the right earlobe. And the unverified twin of Shamar Moore in the nipples. Brian, what are we doing today? How in the heck are you?
I am great. We're going to start a little something new in our first podcast of 2025. Happy New Year to everybody. But tonight, my name is Brian S. Dennis with the S stands for Netflix, which we're going to cover here shortly.
Yes, we will.
Cameo to kick us off.
Got a cameo. Want to say hi? We're just getting started. Want to say hi?
You smell like alcohol.
Because I'm drinking beer.
Ew. Ooh, these are the new ones you.
Yep. Well, put them on and say hi.
Hi.
Hi there, Princess Leia. How are you?
Good.
Okay. Stay close to Dad's shoulder so you're on camera. There you go. That's better. How was your holiday? How was your Christmas? How was your New Year's?
Good.
Okay. Is that it? Just good?
Loud. It was great. I got to stay up till like 1 a.m.
Boom. All right. Well, I made it to 2 a.m. So that's what us old people can do,
Right.
I guess.
We're gonna get it going. Tell Brian. We'll see you later. Tell Brian.
Bye,
Why
Princess.
is this mic so loud?
I'm just loud.
Hey, hold on, Daddy.
Yes.
We're making a pizza, and I think Mother overcooked it.
What kind of pizza are you having?
Ooh.
It was Tony's. Daddy.
Tony's Pizza.
No Papa Murphy's?
No Papa. Yeah, one of the cats might have asthma. Okay, kiddo, say bye-bye.
Bye, Princess Leia.
All right, Brian, what are we talking about today?
Well, we're going to talk about quite a few things. We're going to kick off our new Armageddon Tournament of Awesomeness. We'll talk about a little bit. And tonight, that tournament's going to be based on how we interpret best sidekicks. That's going to be really fun. But before that, we've got to talk about some favorites of the week, my friend. What do you want to cover? What were some of your faves?
Man, TV shows. TV kind of took over the world. There hasn't been a lot of good movies out. Den of Thieves 2 came out, but I just was too busy to get there this weekend.
I'm going to go see it just because of his podcast presence. O'Shea Jackson Jr., or some people just call him Ice Cube Jr.
Yeah.
If you've not listened to his podcast on either professional wrestling or the NFL, he is fantastic.
Really?
So, yes.
I will check it out.
He is a hardcore wrestling fan. In fact, the AEW fans tried to cancel him because he had a few, I think, legitimate criticism of AEW. And quickly, next thing you know, he's taking pictures with Paul Levesque. So I think he wound up winning that. So
I think so. Awesome. Yeah, man. I'll probably get to it too. So let me know if you want to go to it. And we can probably go.
Absolutely. Okay.
let's see, TV shows. Will Trent came back. High Potential came back. Deal or No Deal Island came back. And we know I'm a sucker for the stupid reality competitions.
Yes, sir.
And the best of them, Traders, is back, and I love it. Love it.
On Traders. That might be what I binge after we get done recording tonight.
American Primeval, man.
Oh, that did drop. I have not jumped into it, but I did see that drop. Yes.
Well, I'm one episode in, and dude,
how is it so far?
It's great. It's
okay.
It's better than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
So it's the way that the filming was going. It felt like it's a little like lighter, but like not as bright. But I think it's just the time. But yeah, it's good, man. I'm super looking forward to getting into that a little bit more. I got some lunch break reviews I'll be doing this week. I'm going to get Absolute Batman 3 and 4 done. I've read 3, haven't read 4 yet, but they're kind of digging into the old or the new origin of the Bruce Wayne in this universe. Absolute Wonder Woman 3, same way. Green Arrow number 19. Black Canary, Best of the Best number 2. This is the fight between her and Lady Shiva. So if you want to know who's going to come out on top, well, we can find out. Other than that, man, I'll probably get to Wolfman this weekend, maybe.
Okay, all right.
And I think if I can find time, maybe Wednesday night, if you want to go, we can probably go.
Okay.
So
when you look at best outfits among DC female characters, and we're about to jump into mansplaining and male gaze, so I apologize. But which would be your favorite? Black Canary, Zatanna, or Power Girl?
Oh, dude, no, that's an impossible choice, man. Which you know what, this would be a great topic for our the Nerd-a-Getton.
We're gonna get canceled so much because like, wait, what? Because none of that is functional. None of it
is functional. But so you're appealing to my love for Green Arrow with you know with Pretty Bird, Black Canary, and then you're my love for being a magician for Zatanna.
Yeah, that's the only motivation for enjoying Zatanna is your love of close-up magic. Right,
exactly. And then my love for, because I'm a human male,
for
Power Girl.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to say, dude, I'm gonna go with my gut on this one. I'm gonna say Black Canary.
Facts. I will say you can make the argument for Power Girl that with the way that they have drawn her historically, there's a reason she needs super strength and the ability to fly. There's a reason for that. She could not probably sit up. Okay.
And do you know that she's not, kryptonite doesn't mess with her?
Really?
Yeah.
But she is Kryptonian, correct?
She is Kryptonian, but yeah, so something happened to her. I was reading something about that. I found that really, really interesting. And I'm like, okay, so she's not, so kryptonite doesn't mess with her, but I don't know, maybe
it's the thing kind of back in the day when I was telling this to my kid the other day is remember that when Rogue stole this is a quick tangent. Rogue stole or borrowed Bobby Drake's powers, and she discovered that Aquaman was an Omega level mutant, but he never used it because he had kind of a mind thing. Maybe if she didn't, maybe because of all the things that were her character, since she didn't know she was Kryptonian, maybe that's why it didn't work with her. All Kal-El's got to do is like, hey, I'm not really Kryptonian, then it works.
Yeah,
right. Maybe it's just a mind thing. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, some of my favorites of the week. Pretty much all these, I got one video game, but almost all of these are shows, which is number one, Goosebumps: The Vanishing. If you've not started that,
is it good?
It is. It is really, and this is really for teens and adults. So watching Goosebumps, you know, it always kind of appealed to like maybe middle school age kids. This is really about, I mean, this is as close to being like a grown-up Goosebumps, if you will. That's the themes, the character, and it has some legit scary moments. And David Schwimmer could really benefit from some more friends. All right. So that's really good. So that's on Disney Plus. A few things that I've been binging on, also on Prime. We got Beast Games. Will, Trent, and The Rookie are both back. You already mentioned those. And then I think Max is killing it with 3 different shows. One, we saw the season finale of Creature Commandos. Have you seen episode 7
Yes,
yet?
I did.
All the ocular.
Oh, dude, man.
And by the way, that was the Reddit explosion of like, did they make the right call with a certain character. To no spoilers, did they make the right call with that character? In fact, the people now fan cast. No, that character can be back in season 2. So, yeah. Then the new season of The Bookie. Have you seen The Bookie on Max
I
yet?
haven't yet, but it looks super interesting.
Imagine Gus and Sean as criminals, and you have The Bookie.
Oh, dude, I'm sold. I'm
you have
100% sold.
Gus and Sean as bookies, and you really have. I mean, Gus and Sean as bookies, you have The Bookie. You really do. And then this is not a spoiler, just to give you how the show caught me, because it's a bookie. That literally one of the first episodes was them trying to collect on the delinquent account, and they realized that the person that owes them money, the delinquent account, is a trans female, and them not knowing how to handle how would they collect. And it's no disrespect, it's done very funny, but also just like, okay, so what pronouns should we use? Should we start asking this? It's great.
Nice. Very good.
And then got to give a new one on the opposite of Bookie's a comedy. On the other side of it is The Pit with Noah Wiley.
Is that out? I thought it was come on next week.
No, they dropped the first 2 episodes this week.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Okay.
It is straight up in the veins of ER. If you like the ER, you will love The Pit. And it is really in a great way if his character in ER got 15, 20 years older and is just worn down by the system, but still aims to be a great doctor.
I'm going to be watching that like after this over.
All right. And then one quick game, Hogwarts Legacy. I started that, got it for Christmas. Really good. Really, if you like Harry Potter and some of the canon of Harry Potter and Hogwarts, you got to check out Hogwarts Legacy. So
and dude, there's just something fun about just getting around on the broomstick and just flying around.
Yes, facts. So Hocus Pocus. Okay, Bradley, quick tangent. Who wins? Oh, so in a game of Quidditch, are you taking the 3 witches from Hocus Pocus or any 3 wizards / witches from Gryffindor? So House Gryffindor versus House. What are the witches' last names? I'm gonna forget. Oh
gosh, some Sanderson sisters.
Let me double check. Is it a Sanderson? Yep. So House Sanderson versus House Hogwarts. I'm
gonna do Gryffindor. I'm gonna do Hogwarts. The Sanderson sisters. I don't think they could be. It's gonna take them a while to get unified in order to do it.
Okay. All right.
And I don't know if Bette Midler can really ride a broomstick as well as she used to.
Yep. Fans, he just said that. And this is where we got to start building new to the podcast. The opinions of Bradley Buchanan are his and his alone. It do not necessarily reflect the opinions, thoughts of neither his podcast partner or anybody else on the planet. All right. So that's a perfect segue before we get to our topic of the day. So this is floating through my household the last, 18 hours. So if you have a cake, like an actual cake, and the cake of the dish is yellow cake, so plain yellow cake.
Okay.
But the icing is chocolate. What do you call that composed dish?
It's vanilla cake.
You sure about that?
I mean, the good part's chocolate, but the cake is vanilla.
But the dish is called a
cake dish.
No, but so you would call the composed dish a chocolate cake or the
vanilla cake.
You okay? Fine.
I may not be getting this joke.
You're not getting it. No, it's just a debate of what we call it.
Oh, okay.
What we call it, like the yellow cake or the vanilla cake or a chocolate cake.
Oh, it's yellow cake. Yellow cake.
So, this past Monday, we had Raw has debuted on Netflix.
Yes.
And because I love you, brother, but you may have just broken us. Okay. So,
what do you call it?
It's a chocolate cake. It's a chocolate cake. No, it's a chocolate cake.
Okay.
It's a chocolate cake.
Okay.
It's a chocolate cake. All right.
Chocolate cake. But the cake isn't chocolate.
The
frosting is.
I apparently am the minority of everybody on the planet that grew up calling it yellow cake. I grew up with it being called chocolate cake because it's okay. So Raw on Netflix happened this week, my friend.
Yes, it did.
And we're gonna hop in our brackets, but before we just go a quick recap of the show. So I'm just gonna give you the 4 of a 3-hour show. Let's recap this. Of a 3-hour show. It had 4 matches. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we got this. So we had Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. It was tribal combat for the Ulafala. That was won by Roman Reigns. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Championship. All is right with the universe. Give Liv Morgan her flowers. She was an able champion, but Rhea Ripley has regained that title. Drew McIntyre lost to Jey Uso, and then CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, and that match was won by CM Punk. So of those 4, let's just go through them really quickly. Reigns versus Sikoa. Do you think Roman Reigns winning and taking back the Ulafala, is that how you would have booked that match? Are you good with that result?
I'm good with that result. I think it was time for things to start happening for Roman Reigns, and Solo is they needed to break up the new bloodline a little bit, I think, and let them regroup. I don't think we've seen the last of them.
They have not. Did you happen to see SmackDown Friday?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. So there is some options there. We will get Bailey versus so basically we have someone will be the world's luckiest cameraman or camera people, as they're going to get the film Tiffany Stratton versus Bailey, and that is a great assignment. Because understand, on the other side, someone's eventually has to film Bronson Reed versus anybody else, and you're like, wait, why? That's not fair. That's not fair.
He should be coming back soon too.
They said he might be out past WrestleMania because he broke his foot really badly. Ouch. So I don't know if you saw the footage, but when he came off the top of the cell out the Cajun War Games, I want to say it was his right foot. It bent the way a foot is not supposed to bend. And when you're a guy that's over 300 pounds, they're saying he might miss Mania this year, unfortunately, because he was looking real. I mean, I would think he'd be in a major match. So hopefully
he had a really good push.
He got, and hopefully he will pick that up. Drew versus but anyway, so again, Rhea won the championship. Drew versus Jay. Jay kind of got a quick sneaky win over Drew. Probably not the end of that. Are you good with Jay over Drew?
Yeah, I guess. Okay. I mean, I would have liked to see Drew win. I think there could be a good rivalry between Drew and Jay.
Yep.
And it's different than like everything that's expected.
Right.
And Drew just needs somebody that he can really go, that they can grow together with.
Yep. And this very one Sunday gets picked up, especially with the Rumble coming. And I got a question about the Rumble. And then the main event, CM Punk versus Seth freaking Rollins. We were texting back and forth during this match specifically. I think I know your thoughts on it. But 2 things. Number 1, are you good with Punk beating Seth? First question.
Yes, but I think Seth should have beat Punk.
Okay. And then just a general match. I know, at least at the moment we were texting, you were not a big fan of the match. What have your thoughts changed over the last few days?
No, I mean, I'm indifferent, really. Okay. I mean, like, it is what it is. I mean, like, I wasn't going to change it. But yeah, it felt like a little bit of a letdown because they built up the Seth and the CM Punk so much.
And this was scheduled to be a WrestleMania title match last year. But Seth got injured in the Rumble. Yep.
So I'm fine.
Okay. So with that, just a couple thoughts on the show, then we'll hop to our next topic.
Yeah.
So a couple thoughts on with it being on Netflix, we had a little more freedom, not only with language, but also things they can show. So you had a few people swearing, but you had Travis Scott coming out with Jey Uso, and Travis was doing his own version of yeeting. As Pat McAfee talked about, Travis Scott came out with the Pat McAfee called it cilantro. It was not. So what are your thoughts on being, because it is Netflix, it is streaming, it is more open, but also a show that has a decent amount of kids in the audience. Someone coming out and obviously smoking a real joint. Any thoughts on that?
I'm thinking I'm going to view this in a 2024 lens. I don't have a problem with it right now. I think right now, I mean, like it's.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to be on an every episode thing. I think it'll probably be on
Probably
the.
won't be.
Yeah. So and with Travis, you knew. I mean, it'd just be like
If it was
if Snoop comes out,
I
he's
was
going
gonna
to
say
be.
they have a really strong relationship with Snoop. He's in their Hall of Fame, so you
Right,
guys
right.
at the house was watching that, going, "Wait, I can
Exactly.
do that." Okay,
And you know that's going to happen very soon.
especially because
Yeah.
And Mania, and Snoop has been at the last few Manias. He's in the Hall of Fame, like I said.
Mhm.
So Mania's been streaming since they had the WWE Network. So I wonder if Snoop might go, you know what? Why not?
Yep.
And then the last couple things, and then one question not about Raw. So we had, I guess I'll make it one question. So we had 3 significant promos by WD Hall of Famers and two Hall of Fame. Well, actually, one Hall of Famer, 2 future Hall of Famers. So you had The Rock, you had John Cena, you had Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Any thoughts about 3 very different promos? So we'll start with The Rock coming out while he had all the final boss stuff, including the gear and the belt. He very much, and if folks don't know, The Rocker, aka Dwayne Johnson, is on the board of TKO. So he is actually a board member. He technically is Triple H's boss. So what do you feel about how the final boss presenting himself to kick off Raw on Netflix, including hugging Cody, hugging Roman? What are your thoughts on that? Totally not a heel promo at all.
Loved it. I loved it. I actually really liked the Rock's thing.
Okay.
I know we're gonna get back to him doing business. I mean, like when I was talking to Kaylee and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, this is the Rock talking business, but he's gonna do some business,
Absolutely.
And I think it's the right move because there is no bigger name than the Rock. Especially when it comes to wrestling, and the fact that he's on the board.
Yeah.
I
could also see, because if you notice, after, and by the way, I don't know if you caught this, Roman Reigns tried to do a blade job, but was really unsuccessful. Because if you got a couple close-ups during the match, and then as he was walking it back with Heyman, you could see a red mark where he literally did cut his forehead. He just didn't bleed.
Oh,
he just Lex Luger famously did that in a match with a guy named Stan Hansen, who he also, some guys just it's hard to, I'm saying it's hard to blade correctly. By the way, I'm not saying anyone do this, but when you blade, you're supposed to do horizontally across your forehead, not vertically. He did vertically, and your skin just clots really quickly that way, so you didn't bleed. That's kind of why you saw Solo trying to kill time after he hit him with the monitor, which I think was that spot for that. It just didn't happen. But with that being said, Heyman asked Reigns, like, when are we gonna have like the big celebration? And he said on the 24th, which is a SmackDown episode. So it would not shock me if maybe we see the reemergence of the tribal chief versus, again, the final boss. So maybe we get a thing there. Then Cena declaring for the Rumble. Thoughts on that? I mean, this is the last time we're going to see him in a Rumble match, potentially anyway. But thoughts on that?
Knew it was coming. I mean, it was predictable. I mean, we know the Rumble's coming up. We know Cena's back. We know he's going to be in the important matches.
Right.
So yeah, I
like that he didn't expect to be handed a title shot.
Yeah.
Now that he goes, he'll have to win it. So like a path to it, like the Rumble, like the Elimination Chamber, like Money in the Bank. By the way, he's one of the few Money in the Bank winners to not successfully cash it in. So you never know. That might be a thing. And then the last one that everybody's been talking about, Hulk Hogan.
Dude, just go back to the retirement center.
He didn't look good. He was having a hard time moving.
Yeah.
He couldn't even rip the shirt right.
Yeah.
And he's out there to hawk his beer, and he's made, this is, regardless of your political affiliation, being in LA after being coming out really hardcore, supporting Trump, and there's a lot of things he said. I don't know if you are a few years back, but these have resurfaced. A lot of things he said it when Brooke Hogan, his daughter, was dating a man of color. A lot of the verbiage he used about that. It may be time for him just to go away.
And you know what, like he needs to go before he tarnishes his level of
absolutely.
iconacy, I guess. I guess what would be the correct word for that is
Iconography.
iconography.
Yeah, it's like
That
icon
works.
with graffiti, but his iconic. There it is. His iconic status.
Yeah.
You're right. Go away. I mean, he's got to have. I mean, he worked a long time. Physical style. His body probably is not being the best.
Yeah.
You know, just go away. Like let people watch your matches, remember when, and probably cash in on the video games and stuff that you're in.
Yeah.
Or maybe do a Ric Flair instead of having Hulk Hogan beer, do the thing, have the Nature Boy weed. Because I don't know if you know, Ric Flair has a strain of weed named after him.
I did know that.
So
Yeah.
maybe he should do that.
Right.
All right. And then my last question, which we'll revisit before we move forward regarding wrestling. So right now, with the coming of the Royal Rumble, we have 2 official entrants in John Cena and Roman Reigns. So based on what you know now, which would you think is most likely to win the Rumble? Cena, Reigns, or The Field? I know one of the other 28 wrestlers who we don't know who they are yet. So
it's gonna be somebody
Reigns
else.
or the 28. Okay. All right.
It's gonna be I don't think it's gonna be either one of those.
Okay.
Because I don't think Roman's gonna get the title shot at WrestleMania. I think it's gonna be him and The Rock against The Rock.
Yep. I agree with you.
He doesn't need to win.
Yeah, maybe The Rock shows up and screws him out at the Rumble or something.
Cena doesn't need a title shot. I mean, Cena's a dude, and I was surprised. I saw this when I went and got on my way back to taking Anna to her mom this morning. John Cena is a spokesperson for McDonald's.
Yes. Which I always find that very interesting when athletes and people who are in great shape,
right,
are that.
You can't. You're going to be able to see him now.
Yeah. You'll be able to see him. But between Peacemaker, he does a lot of voiceover spots. I feel like he's someone that probably will go and stay away for a little bit. Which is good for him. He can still move. Unlike Hogan, unlike Flair, unlike a lot of people. I just saw a picture of Abdullah the Butcher was also at the necklace thing in a wheelchair. I mean, that's the thing. You see a lot of these guys and women have been broken down. All right.
Did you see? I guess I got 2 questions for you. One is about something about that, but did you see that DDP is now working with Lex Luger?
I did, and he
can actually now stand up from his wheelchair.
Yes,
that is wonderful.
So there have been some thoughts of potentially would this open a door for Luger to go into the Hall of Fame I believe WrestleMania would be this April. Or so fans have been clamoring for him to either go into WrestleMania 41 or WrestleMania 42, maybe wait until 42, so 2026 to give him more time. Lex Luger belongs in the Hall of Fame. It would be great if he could walk up to the stage. But also, my thought again, if you're gonna induct Lex Luger, you should induct Miss Elizabeth. The fact that Randy Savage is in the Hall of Fame, but Miss Elizabeth isn't. There was the circumstances of her death were tragic. But at the same time, and for her to go in with her at the time of her death, her significant other, I think would be really cool. So, and there are a few women that should be. We should probably make that a future episode of who we would like to see in the Hall of Fame. There's some significant names that are not in there for both female wrestlers, singles, and tags that I think should be in there. And I think you said you had something else. So that was number 1. Yep.
So I want to talk just a little bit about the new DCU because Creature Commandos is now done with season 1.
Yes.
The show was fantastic.
Getting Killer Shark season 2, which I'm so excited for.
Yes. Now, okay. Where do you think DC is going with the World War III, with everything, all of that going on? Where do you see the DCU as their end game? Their end game, like the Marvel,
I think all the stuff they're doing has to give us, because this is one thing that DC doesn't have that Marvel did really well. They have to give us a seminal ultimate big bad. They got to give us a reason for all the stuff, right? And they've not gone all, like we saw how many Marvel movies leading up to like they gave us Loki.
Like 15?
Yeah, they gave us Loki, but even Loki was an acolyte of Thanos, right?
Yeah.
So when you look at and we saw creepings of that with Superman versus Batman or Batman v Superman. We got Lex Luthor,
Yeah.
and definitely hints for Apocalypse. We definitely got that with the JLA movie with Steppenwolf, not the band.
Mhm.
So I think it leads us to giving us something regarding the New Gods and Apocalypse, or maybe give us Doomsday. I know they gave us Doomsday a bit, but I
Yeah.
think that's where they're heading with this. I did see that one of the David Harbour
Mhm.
is going to be it was a David Harbour. One of the it's Nick Grillo. So Frank Grillo. Frank Grillo is going to do a live action version of Rick Flag Sr. in upcoming products. So you're gonna see some overlap there with the new casting, with what they're doing with Superman. But I think eventually what they're gonna give us to, and where at least if I was casting it, is you're gonna give us a truly great big bad to unify the DCEU. That's what we need. You gotta give it's too many plot lines, there's too many characters.
Mhm.
You got to give us either a seminal character like Nick Fury. I've told you before, I think it should be the Watcher. I'm not the Watcher, but the Spectre, or the ultimate big bad, which I think my run would be more extraterrestrial. So someone like Apocalypse, or maybe even Doomsday versus Lex Luthor. But I think that's where we're going.
So here's my thoughts. Here's what I think. And I don't know anything, but they're starting off with this nice, bright legacy.
Brightest day. Yes, sir.
You knew where I'm going here. I'm thinking they are going to go towards Blackest Night. I'm thinking that I think that's because they don't have to use Darkseid.
True.
They get to kill everybody. Can
And
you
they can use
imagine
the power
killing
rings as this
Batman?
universe's Infinity Stones?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
I'm Blackest Night. And I mean, dude, and we have three Green Lanterns.
Yes.
We got a show.
Can you give me Jeffrey Wright as the voice of Parallax? Can you give me that?
Yes, 100%. I mean, absolutely. Let's make that happen.
Yes.
Or I'm thinking maybe Darkseid Wars. But
I hadn't even thought about that. But I do like the idea of doing Blackest Night again, using the power rings as a version of the Infinity Stones. I think that also gives so who would be your Star Sapphire?
My Star Sapphire. You know what? Alexander Daddario.
Mayfair Witches, I can see it.
Yes, which that's back too. I haven't watched the new season.
I watched most of the first season. Good show.
Okay.
Good show.
Yeah, I think I may have to pick that up. I got watching The Ark as like a fall asleep show.
Sure.
On Peacock, and I didn't like it the first time I tried to watch it, but the second time I'm like, okay, it gives me some good like Star Trek vibes. But
gotcha.
Anyway, I think it's time, man. I think it's time that we need to get into the new thing.
Is it time
we took last week off.
Yes.
And we decided we wanted to try something a little bit different. And so we kind of brainstormed and we came up with, Brian, why don't you introduce it?
Absolutely. So I am so excited to start off our 2025 with the Nerd-a-Getton Tournament of Awesomeness. So here's what we're going to be doing. So Bradley and I have done our lists and our theoretical. A lot of times they start off as a tangent. You heard us talking about like, what about this? What about that? Well, why don't we do this in more of a formalized manner where Bradley and I are going to the only thing we're going to set the stakes on is the general theme. And we're going to pull characters across. Some weeks it may be Marvel, some weeks it may be DC, some weeks it may be open to the world of fandom of who do we think would be the best members of this particular group. He's going to have his list. I'm going to have my list. We're going to roll the dice, leave it up to fate. Dr. Fate, potentially.
Ooh.
And we're going to run through a tournament to determine who really is the ultimate character representation of that theme. So we're calling this the Nerd-a-Getton Tournament of Awesomeness, and we cannot wait to Nerd-a get it on.
That is right, my friend. Well done. All right. So, do you want to go first, or would you like me to go first?
I will go first. So here's
All
what
right.
we're gonna do. So you said you have 20, correct?
I do, but I'm gonna use my first 10.
Okay,
And then after
okay.
we got my 10,
Yep.
I can go over.
I-
Well, you know what? Actually, I'll go over my honorable mentions, and
Okay.
then we'll do the roll. So the way this is gonna
Okay.
work is I'm gonna say my number one choice. I'm gonna
Yep.
say somebody from my list. He's gonna roll the dice, and there's only 8 spots.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna roll a 20-sided dice. So it's gonna be like a 1 and 11
Yep.
would be a 1, a 2
Yep.
and a 12 would be a 2. But
Yep.
a 9 or a 10 and a 19 or 20, we roll those.
Yep.
Those are X'd.
Yep.
So, and then once we do that, then we're just gonna be then we have to make some hard choices.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna run through my honorable mentions because I do think there are some.
Do you want me to do a dice rolling honorable mention, or you just want to lay them out?
I'm just gonna lay them out.
Okay,
Just
perfect.
So we're talking about sidekicks right here. Okay.
Yes.
So here's my
best
honorable
sidekicks across universes. So
across.
here we go.
I relied heavily on DC and Marvel is what I
Gotcha.
really
Okay.
really dug into the most. And here is my 10 honorable mentions. Bucky Barnes. Bucky Barnes, and the reason why he didn't make my list is because Bucky Barnes is not Winter Soldier.
Correct.
Winter Soldier is not a sidekick.
Sidekick.
Bucky is. With
Fair.
that being said, 19, Rick Jones, the
So close to
sidekick
putting Rick
of
on
the
my
Hulk.
list. Yes. By the way,
Yes.
real quick, who's gonna win an arm wrestling match? Winter Soldier or Cable?
Oh shit. Cable.
Think about that one. All right, go for it.
Cable.
Okay.
Yeah, Cable.
All right, we got
But I want to see that now. I want to see that.
Yeah, and that's only because thank you, Spidey. Thank you, Tom Holland.
Yeah.
You have a Winter Soldier. You have a not Tom Holland, Deadpool.
Yeah.
Like you have a pointing out the Winter Soldier arm that by the way, I think timeline wise, Winter Soldier had the arm first. As far as publication timeline, Cable would have had the arm first. So.
Excellent.
All right,
nice.
go for it, sir.
Okay, number 18. I'm still working on some Marvel Jubilee because Wolverine has been around for a long time and he's had several little sidekicks.
Are we talking Anna Paquin or comic version?
I will say comic version. We're going to say the comic
I was really
version.
hoping you say Anna Paquin because at that point.
Anna Paquin was Rogue.
Oh, shoot. You said Jubilee. Never
I said
mind,
Jubilee.
never
Yeah,
mind,
that's right.
Never mind. Yep.
So with that being said, Lockheed, the sidekick of Kitty Pryde.
The dragon. Love
the
it.
dragon. All right, number 16. This one I'm gonna probably be kicking myself for not putting in my top 10.
Okay.
Spoiler: Stephanie Brown, sidekick of Batman.
That is a good pull. That is
Yeah.
a good pick, my friend. Nice
Right?
job.
And then because Batman has had a lot of sidekicks for a guy that likes
Batman's
to
had
go
a lot
along.
of everything. Batman's gone. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know
We
what's
could
worse
do the
on
whole
Bat-
list on Batman.
What do you think is worse on Batman's medical record? The amount of broken bones or the possible STIs this man's got? Because he's laid the bat seed out there for the world. Quite a bit.
For sure.
And trust me, Damien's got some siblings.
Oh,
Damien's
yeah,
got some siblings running around. Okay.
Yeah. Well, speaking, we're gonna keep going on that a little bit. Number 15, Batgirl.
Which version?
Comics. I'm just gonna say.
Okay,
I'm gonna say Barbara Gordon.
Cool.
Barbara Gordon, Batgirl.
Cool.
And 14, Supergirl.
Facts.
But there again, the reason why she didn't make the list because, again, I don't know if I could count her as a sidekick more than on her own.
Right, and this is the crux of what makes the decision kind of fun for us. Is if you list it simply on powers, Supergirl would have to be up there, right?
Yeah.
But is she truly a sidekick? From just perception, also just for canon-wise, how much time has she spent as a sidekick? Not a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, she's not really big on. She's not really on a ton of teams.
No, I mean, anything, most of them are like the in the future. So
Legion of Superheroes. That's about it, really.
Fair.
I mean, and honestly, I think there's a good case that Supergirl should be leading the Teen Titans.
Very fair. Real question: do you think Brainiac in the Legion of Superheroes? Do you think he comes with a lot of attachments? That might explain why Supergirl's so fake. All right. This is what I also say. The opinions of Brian Dennis are his alone. Do not necessarily reflect those of my partner, Bradley Buchanan.
Supergirl doesn't need a fly in a broom.
You just better not be faster than a speeding bullet. All right, now let's keep it going here.
All right. Another honorable mention here is Arsenal. I had to get my Roy Harper in here. I mean,
I gotta poke this one.
Yeah.
Speedy's a sidekick. Is Arsenal a sidekick?
I think so because Green Arrow still works with Arsenal a lot.
Okay.
But
partner versus sidekick. I like where we're going with this. Is why.
But again, that's why they're my honorable mentions, not up further.
Sure.
Okay. 12.
Yes, sir.
Kid Flash, Wally West.
I mean, I like it.
And there's another one too, because you could go Impulse. I mean, there's 1,000 speedsters that you could do.
But similar to if we get to the guy that tends to wear like the little red and black, blue canary outfit within DC, if that person for a lot of people's choices would be the number one sidekick historically, Wally West Kid Flash is probably number 2 for a lot of the same reasons.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right, and then I got. This is my final honorable mention.
Okay.
This is the only person from an actual TV show that I put on here.
Time out. Can I guess? You
can absolutely. Actually, wait a second. Wait for it.
Gus from Psych. I knew it.
Yeah. I wanted to put him in there, but I'm like,
oh my god,
this is the one where I'm like, okay, if I put Gus in there, he's gonna get kicked out.
The minute you said it was a person, like, it's got to be Gus.
Yep, but he would have gotten beat by so many other people, so I didn't make my top 10.
Podcast, Dule Hill, keep it pushing, bro. All right.
That's right, man. And guys, we need another Psych movie.
Yes.
Okay, we would appreciate if you get on that.
Yes.
Now.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
All right. Let's do. Are you ready to roll for me? And I give you somebody.
I am, sir.
All
right. So let me pull out my handy dandy die.
Okay. Now the question is you know what? I'm gonna do my number one choice. I'm gonna get it out of the way, and I'm gonna pray for the best. That I'm not gonna be a 9, a 10, a 19, or a 20.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna start this hard with Dick Grayson, Robin.
All right, so I'm going to roll that one. It's a 5.
Okay. All right. Okay, so if you roll a duplicate, we're just going to roll again.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you'll keep track of what we get, I just haven't forget a duplicate. Your turn.
Okay, let's do Marvel. Let's get Kitty Pryde in there.
Kitty Pryde is a 15.
Okay, so that's a reroll. Because then it wasn't Dick Grayson 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's an 11 now.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So let's do Wonder Girl, Donna Troy, sidekick of Wonder Woman.
That's a 12, so she's safe.
Okay, cool. Let's do. You know what? Let's do X-23, Laura Kinney.
Yes.
Sidekick of Wolverine.
Are we doing comic version? I'm going to roll.
We're doing comics, yeah.
Okay.
She hangs out with them a lot more in the comics, but there's a good case on both ways.
She's a 7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still good.
All right. Let's do the sidekick of the Crown Prince of Crime. Let's do.
We did not say sidekicks had to be heroes. Love it.
Let's do Harley Quinn. Oh, Brian.
She also made the pick. She's a 6, and I believe she's good. Yes.
Okay. We're doing good here. I got to give Star Wars some love. We got to get Chewbacca in here. Come on, buddy.
A 7. Have we pulled a 7 or 17 yet?
I don't think so.
All right.
Okay, are you writing these down?
I have not, actually.
Oh, crap.
Shoot.
All right. So I know 5 was Dick Grayson.
Yep.
Okay. And then Kitty Pryde was in there.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's made.
No one's been eliminated yet. So
okay, so let's that way. Okay, so what was X-23 again?
She was the most recent one, right? And that was a 7.
7, okay.
Yep.
So X-23. I think Kitty Pryde is 1, if I remember right.
1 or an 11, yeah, but she was one
Yep.
of those. Yep.
Okay. And then I think Wonder Girl was 2.
You would be correct there.
Okay. And then let's see here. I said Harley Quinn. She made it.
She was a 6, I want to say.
Yeah, I think so too. Harley Quinn. Okay. Chewbacca was in there. Was that a 9?
Let's go with that. Well, no, because not with me, he was eliminated. Chewie was not eliminated.
Oh, that's okay. Okay. So we'll throw him as 4. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I think that catches us up a little bit.
Right.
Let's go with Falcon. Sam Wilson, sidekick of Captain America.
Okay. He's been a reroll. Have we pulled a 10 or have we pulled an 8 or an 18 yet?
We've not pulled an 8.
Okay.
So Falcon makes it.
Yep. And where number we at? What was he? Where are we at for your 10? Where are we at with those?
Okay, so right now we have a 1 is Kitty Pryde, Wonder Girl, Chewbacca. I need a 4. I only have 1 spot left. I have a 4.
All right, let's see what we get. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here we are gonna do Groot, sidekick of Rocket Raccoon.
Okay.
Or we can go for Guardians of the Galaxy because I feel like he is a sidekick
Okay.
there.
So we've already rolled a 7, correct?
Yep.
He is your last safe one. He is a 14.
Okay, so Groot. All right, so the 2 that didn't make the cut then are gonna be Mary Marvel,
Okay.
and War Machine.
Shazam. Okay. And
Okay, so those are ones.
Right.
So all right, so from here now.
That's sad because I was really hoping Terrence Howard got to resurrect his career as War Machine in our tournament, but unfortunately,
That's
not.
right. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna. That's my round 1. So now we're gonna have to pair them all up.
Yep.
All right. So my first round is gonna be Kitty Pryde versus Wonder Girl.
All right. Here we go.
And this is 100% gonna be Wonder Girl.
Yep.
Absolutely. I don't think Kitty Pryde stands a chance against Wonder Girl. Donna Troy is too much.
Apparently, because Dick Grayson didn't stick it out with her. So
that's right. Oh yeah. Now this one's so this one's gonna be a little bit hard, man. I mean, this is Chewie versus Groot.
Okay, so let's talk this through a little bit. Which Groot? We talking original Groot, Groot, or teen Groot?
We're gonna go comic accurate Groot from the comics. You know what? No, we're gonna go Vin Diesel Groot from the movies versus movie Chewbacca.
So technically, there are 2 Groots. There's the original Groot, and there's through the various ages the second Groot. So you're going.
We're gonna do the old Groot.
Okay, and the opponent again is who?
Against Chewbacca, and we're gonna give this one to Chewbacca.
Chewbacca, yeah.
Yes.
Chewie just has more hostility and will probably just wind up wiping his scratching his butt with Groot's arm or something. So,
yes.
Yep.
All right. The next is going to be Dick Grayson versus Harley Quinn, and this is going to be a fight in a way that
I was going to say they're just getting a hotel room. Just like
exactly.
Alone, right?
We know this is happening, and you know what? I'm pretty sure it already has.
I was going to say, we sure this hasn't been a thing? Because if there's anybody that could compete with Mr. J for her affections, it probably would be Nightwing. So yeah.
Yes. And because it's not Nightwing, it is Dick Grayson Robin. I feel like,
sure.
You know what? I feel like Harley Quinn would take that adolescent and play him for a fool and maybe give him the old mallet.
In a couple ways.
Right.
So by the way, when I Googled this, all the images from comics of Harley and Robin is basically him being somewhat at her mercy, that she has him tied up, probably very much consensually, but her basically running shop over him to usually get the Batman. So yeah. Okay.
And then my finals for round 2 after to round 2 is going to be X-23 Laura Kinney versus Falcon. And my winner, for no reason other than her rage, is X-23.
Those adamantium claws will have so much fun with his wings. Yeah.
And the healing factor. I mean, sooner or later, he's going to have to.
She'd have to go against someone with an equally powerful healing factor, like her father, like Deadpool, someone that can honestly stand. Yeah, because again, he said it best when referring to Negasonic Teenage Warhead, but I really feel bad for him that pressures her into anything. So yeah, absolutely,
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, in the adamantium claw on the foot, man, that's just so freaking cool.
Yeah, like you could see no matter what that happened, that I'm waiting on someone to have an adamantium tail. Like that's what I think.
Oh, dude, that'd be badass. That'd be so badass. Okay, so my top 4 is Wonder Girl, Chewbacca, Harley Quinn, and X-23. So I have a pretty much all female besides Chewbacca, which is interesting here.
And are we sure Chewie's gender? Do we ever hear him referred to as a he, him?
He's got kids, though. I mean, in the comics, he does. Yep.
But that doesn't, again, I've been rewatching the Orville, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, do you think it's a red rocket is the real question. Do you think it's a red rocket?
Yes.
Okay. I agree. Okay. So so now I have to go Wonder Girl versus Chewbacca. That's a tough one, but Wonder Girl can jump. She's strong. Yes. She's an Amazon.
She can fly.
Yeah.
Chewie's got like a laser arrow. So yeah, maybe, or laser bow. So yeah.
Yeah, and he can rip. He likes to rip arms off of droids. I think he's gonna rip the bark off of the tree.
Yeah,
but I'm sorry, Chewbacca is not gonna beat Wonder Girl.
Also, I think Chewie would have a hard time hitting a female character.
Agree. 100%. Okay, and now I have a DC versus Marvel. I have a Harley Quinn versus X-23. And
this is not even a contest.
This is not a contest. This is 100% X-23.
Yes. We would all be rooting for Harley, and no Harley's going to get her butt kicked.
Well, and I think like Harley Quinn would probably like it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so like in Harley Quinn losing to X-23, she's winning.
Yeah, you would see her curled up at X-23's feet. Like, can I see the toe? Can I see it?
Right.
Can I see it? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
She'd be like, okay, let's retract some things.
Yeah, especially given the heels of her and Poison Ivy's relationship, this could be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's like calling up Pam, like, hey, suggestion. Right, it'd be a thing. Okay.
Now this is actually surprising that the final is going to be both Marvel characters, because I am way more of a DC fan than Marvel.
That's where you and I again, where we have one of our splits. I'm more Marvel than DC. You're more DC than I am. All right.
And it's Wonder Girl versus I guess Wonder Woman is DC. So yeah. but in X-23, man, I'm actually going to give this to Wonder Girl,
even with the healing factor.
Oh man, but she's got to get cut. She's got to be able to hit Wonder Girl.
And Wonder Girl Wonder Girl's got the lasso, and she can probably just
she's got some bracelets.
Yeah, put her in submission. Also, X-23 is significantly younger than Wonder Girl, so would not have the fighting prowess. Like the rage is there, but Wonder Girl could probably outsmart her. So
yes,
I'm good with that.
All right, so my winner is Wonder Girl.
Okay.
All right, Brian. Now it's time.
I don't know if I got anybody that might beat her, because I had a lot of fun with my list, but I love my list. So when you're ready, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Go ahead and you tell me your first choice, and then I will roll my 20-sided dice. So let's get this show on the road.
I'm starting off. He's an old school sidekick, but you know what? He is faithful. Some may even call him man's best friend, Crypto.
I had him on there several times. Crypto is 13, so he's going to be 3.
Yep, he's in my 3 seed. All right,
Crypto.
Okay. Just because I know you are a fan of this particular character, I view her as a sidekick because while she is usually set up as a standalone, she's only brought in the most storylines to support someone else. And my list is based on if I was the primary character, who do I want having my front, my back, my side, and she could have all three. I'm going with our girl, Zatanna.
Zatanna. Okay. All right, but is she a sidekick though?
I told you my rationale is she's only typically brought in to support other characters.
True.
I say she's a sidekick.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
All right. That is a 11 or a 1. So
seed.
so your 1 is going to be
Zatanna.
Zatanna.
All right.
All right.
Because I know you love some Star Wars, and we also had this person in comments. Let's see what we get. Chewbacca.
Your Chewbacca. Oh, let me reroll. Your Chewbacca is a 9, so is not going to be used.
Yes, so he
no
is out.
Chewbacca.
He is out. All right. Next up, for every crypto, we need the other side of the coin. Dogpool.
Dogpool is 15, so 5.
He is still alive.
Is in there.
While we didn't have Chewbacca, my next pick, do we have R2-D2?
6.
Barely in there, but he's in there. All right. So this is one of the ones that I threw out there. In fact, I'm going to skip and come back. Next up, another we have in common. I am Groot.
7.
In there. Now, we got to go the most old school of sidekicks. The OG sidekick, if you will, Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, it's a reroll. 7. Nope, that's another reroll.
Yep.
5 is a reroll. 12, 2. You got him.
Right.
You got Jimmy Olsen here.
Yeah,
okay.
Wrong spots here. So I'm going to pull this one up. Again, you can argue my next two picks. You argue if they're sidekicks or not. I'm trying to get them both in. Let's go with the Wonger. Wong. You argue he's Strange's sidekick.
I mean, absolutely the sidekick in the MCU, and you do got him at 8, so you do have Wong.
So I've only got one open spot left, so I'm going to try and get this one in.
Looks here. Yep, you have 4, 4 or 10.
So here we go. He's a sidekick because his name is second in the title of our favorite movie, 2024. I'm pulling Wolverine as a sidekick.
Oh, well, you're
no. Was he a 10?
Oh, I haven't rolled yet. I don't know, man. Okay. Your reasoning, I'm gonna let it go, but it has to be that version of Wolverine.
He's second banana in the show.
Okay, well, I'm still really rolling.
Hang on, tell me, you got more. My son made this point one of his picks. The X-Men are sidekicks of Charles Xavier.
They're apprentices more than sidekicks.
Person is a sidekick.
It's a team. Xavier's a leader of the team.
Okay, fine.
Because that's like saying that Batman, that all the Robins are sidekicks of Batman.
Well, they are.
I mean, they are, but like in the same level as Xavier to the X-Men. The X-Men are
I maybe use the example. Every member of the JLA is a sidekick to whoever the leader of the JLA is.
Right, so 12, 16. We're looking for a 4. Oh, there it is. You got Wolverine 4.
That's so glad I got Wolverine at 4.
You got it.
Who my next one would have been?
Who?
Barney freaking Rubble.
Nice. Well, Barney is not making it.
Yes. If I'd have got Barney in over Wolverine, I would have rethought my life. Okay.
All right. So now it is time for you to make some tough choices.
Yes, sir.
But I like where this is going.
Yeah.
Because right now you have to pick who do you like as a better sidekick.
Okay.
Between Zatanna
and Wolverine,
or Anna-Zat.
It will be
and the Honolulu Images. So Zatanna versus Jimmy Olsen. What do you got?
Oh shoot! You got to go Zatanna. You got to go
Okay.
Zatanna.
All right. You have Crypto, the
Yep.
super dog, versus Wolverine from Deadpool and
As
Wolverine.
much as I love Crypto, Wolverine be putting him to sleep in a lot of different ways. So we got to go Wolvie.
Okay. Dogpool versus R2D2. I want to see that. I would love to see
I
this.
do too. I think the drool factor from Dogpool. Oh shoot. Okay. My heart wants to go Dogpool. I love Dogpool. But in an actual battle, we know it's R2D2.
Okay.
He's got the weapons, he's got the tech, he's got the attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Dogpool, we're so glad to have known you, but Dogpool's going out to Wolverine. That one could have been a coin toss right there.
Yeah.
And that leaves
That leaves you with Groot versus Wong.
Wong. But voting again, this one I'm going with my heart, but I also think as it's really in the MCU, he is the Sorcerer Supreme. I'm going Wong.
All right. All right. So now we're going to take those winners and now we're going to go ahead and now you have to pick and make some harder choices.
Okay. So
all right.
my lower seeds would be Zatanna.
Zatanna versus Wolverine.
Yes.
What do you like for who's going to be your winner?
I think Wolverine is winning the fight and then taking her out for drinks afterwards. My money goes with Wolverine.
All right. So you're going Wolverine.
Yep.
Okay. And then it's going to be it's going to be R2D2 versus Wong.
You know, at this point, as long as he did not spend a lot of time hanging out with our girl Madison, and that is with the Y, but not where you think it would be. I gotta go Wong over R2D2. I think he just opens up a portal and R2D2 is stuck on a Hoth. All right.
Okay, so it's a battle of Marvel, Wolverine versus Wong. There may be only one Wong choice for this.
You know, and I gotta admit, I kind of loaded the deck here. I thought if you made it through it, we gotta go, of course. And yes, even with the being the version in Deadpool versus Wolverine, we gotta go. Wolverine wins my best sidekick.
Okay, all right. So our battle. So we are going to discuss it.
Yes.
All right. So here's what we got to do. So we came up with some rules for this. So
Yes,
for the finish, we have to clarify which version of the character, MCU, comic, alternative version.
Yep.
If there have been multiple people to use this mantle, such as Green Lantern, Robin, Captain America, whatever. The brief overview of strengths and weaknesses.
Yep.
The loser must be incapacitated, tap out, unable to answer a 10 count, or decline to fight.
Absolutely.
The battle must take place in a neutral location, and you and I get to present reasons why either competitor would win. Brian, let's start off with, you want me to go first with my reasoning why Wonder Girl would beat Wolverine?
Let's go for it.
My reason, Wonder Girl Donna Troy. She was raised in Themyscira. She is the student of Wonder Woman. She is probably one of the most important sidekicks. And this is what it is. What is this known for? Sidekicks. When you think of sidekicks, you can think of Robin. You can think of Wonder Girl. Wolverine is not the first person that comes into your mind when you think sidekick.
Fair.
But your reasoning is solid. Fighting wise, Wonder Girl can hold it off. She's got a lasso. Would adamantium cut that lasso? I don't know. She's got super strength. She can pick up she can pick up Wolverine. She can throw him. She can hit him. Yep. She can offer him a drink. And this version of Wolverine likes his drink. He can't really even get all of his. He kind of suffers from a little bit of whiskey claw from time to time.
A little bit.
So, Wonder Girl, Donna Troy. She's got the ability. She's more known as a sidekick when you think of sidekicks than Wolverine. Wonder Girl beats Wolverine as the best sidekick. Brian. Floor is yours.
So, while that was a great cogent argument, here's my reality of why we are taking James Howlett, aka Logan, aka Wolverine, in the battle versus one Donna Troy. Number one, he has hundreds plural, of years of experience. He is slow to age, but quick to anger. He does have adamantium claws. He does have the healing factor, and even with a little bit of whiskey claw, he does eventually get it up. He's also shown to come through multiple battles, through multiple wars, over multitudes of decades against even the strongest of villains in the MCU, such as Magneto, and still come back kicking. So I would make my argument for Wolverine. However, Bradley, when looking at our rules, when looking at how we should look at this, and while I've made that argument, I will shed one more bit of light on this, looking at the character and looking at it from our friends over at Reddit. Are you ready, sir?
But
Yes.
did this version of Wolverine beat Magneto? Did the
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine
Yeah.
version do all the things that the Wolverine from Reddit they're gonna say?
And that leads to this specifically about this version. So let's take into account the version that I picked. So I will give you my final answer. This version in Wolverine versus in Deadpool and Wolverine, which I got him in as a sidekick because he is second villain in the movie.
Yeah.
He is considered the worst Wolverine across the multiverse. This Wolverine gets his butt kicked fairly easily by Cassandra. He is shown to be vulnerable to her psychic powers, and a Reddit article listed across all the MCU which powers would Wolverine be the most susceptible to. It actually says the number one weakness he would have would be against magic. All of his abilities are against conventional attacks, the healing power, the up close melee attacks of the claws. With that, with her ability to fly, with the magical powers of the lasso, including making him, and this is where I will put on this hat, the biggest weakness that Wolverine has is dealing with his past, dealing with his trauma. And Wonder Girl's lasso is the lasso of what, sir? Truth.
It is.
She would force him to face his demons, and that has been the one villain, the one opponent that Wolverine cannot defeat, which is his own demon, which is why Jean Grey will always pick Cyclops over him. So at this moment, I am bowing out and stating that the winner of this battle would be Donna Troy, aka Wonder Girl.
Well done. You got Wolverine to the finals. I applaud
Sometimes
you.
a silver or adamantium medal is good enough.
You know what? Like there was, there was for a second I thought it could have been X-23 versus Wolverine, and that would have been
that would have been great.
That would have been something. Dude, I really like this. This was a lot of fun. We're gonna tweak some things. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
That was fun.
All right, man. Does Brendan want to do this too?
You let me check. He just walked out. I think he's making his dinner. Hey, Brendan, you want to run through your list for the podcast? All right. He's gonna come out and I'm gonna hand him over. And again, this is Brendan. So okay, so Brad's on. I got your list up here as well. So you can so we do this as battles. Will it work on your hair, bro? Can you get it over? Okay, let me just okay, this is your list over here on the screen right here.
Okay.
So, you read it okay?
First I have I was sitting in my room while this was going on, kind of listening to the podcast. I'm getting more energy, right?
Yeah.
And then I thought of honorable mentions of people I'd include. And I got Tails from Sonic, Gohan from Dragon Ball Z, Luigi, Mario.
But is Luigi a sidekick? It's the Super Mario Bros?
That's what I know, but that's what makes me make him, since he's player 2, right?
Yeah.
You don't always
that's fair.
players. that's what makes him so strong. Is you got to
I know.
debate that, and then
he's better than Mario. Luigi
he
is
got
better
he
than
got the high
Mario.
jump. He got the high jump. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'm clicking Luigi every time over Mario, but then I'm going to Yoshi. But and lastly, I have the ravioli can from the Chef Boy RD commercials from the 2000s that follows the car when it falls out.
Oh my god! Okay, that would have won. That would have went through the gauntlet. That probably would have been. This came down to Wonder Girl versus Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine.
Hey, I understand. Okay. But so my actual top 10 was so I got Pikachu from Pokemon.
That's a good one.
Number 2 had Cyclops. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry. I'll let you get your comments in. My bad.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. Cyclops, and then I got Robin, but Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were going on full power, but then I also have Goofy from Kingdom Hearts. So get a little Final Fantasy mixed up in there, some powers. So a little bit of magic. Atreus from God of War. I gotta include the sun in. I got Appa from The Last Airbender. Good side character.
Yeah.
I threw in Crypto too, because when he said Crypto, I was like, that's completely fair option.
Mm-hmm.
And he felt super OP, so I was like, that's hard to beat.
Yeah.
It could just off of power. And then I got Karibo from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay.
And then number 9, he said he'd let me slide in for a dual character, but from at one point, Master Caretakers to eventually lovable sidekicks. You got Timon and Pumbaa from Lion King.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
As a team.
Yeah. That would. Yeah, that's good too.
As they grow, Mm-hmm. And then number 10, I got Anakin Skywalker because
I went back and forth, and I didn't even think about doing it as an Anakin Skywalker. I thought about just doing Darth Vader as a sidekick to the Emperor.
Yeah, but the whole storyline, like him going from really bringing it through a number 1, taking care of the thing flying in the air, can't exactly remember what it was, and then him going through helping out in the Clone Wars, and then eventually turning heel and becoming not such a good sidekick. But if we pretend like that didn't happen, he does really well. But if you consider him underneath Darth Sidious the whole time,
Mm-hmm. Man, Anakin Skywalker would have won hands down.
But
great job.
That's my 10. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Never forget about the ravioli can.
The ravioli can.
The ravioli can. That he would have won.
Anakin, I didn't even. I thought about doing Darth
Vader.
He
hit me with Anakin. I was like, oh God, how do we miss that? Yeah.
Oh, dude. All right, man. Let's get into some games.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I got a game for you. You got a game for me tonight?
I do. So you want to lead off? Want me to lead off?
I will lead off, man. I'll go ahead. I'll go first. I have a constellation for you, which means I'll give you
one of these in a while.
It has been a little bit.
All right, let's go.
I'm gonna give you 2 stars names, and you have to connect them by using other stars. And since we were talking about superheroes,
yep,
I decided to take 2 well-known superheroes out there. Superman, Christopher Reeve.
Yes, sir.
Christopher Reeve, Superman, I need you to connect him to I Am Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, wow. Okay. This is really good. Okay.
Yeah, I was actually pretty. I when I was going through IMDb, I saw one name in there, and I'm like, okay, I can do it. When I saw that name,
okay.
But I had to go through IMDb to do it. So I mean, like, if you don't get this one, it's not a 100% win for me because I didn't come up with it on my own.
Nothing is pops. I got to think it through a little bit. All right, So we got Christopher Reeve. Robert Downey Jr. and this is 6 degrees, so no more than 4 actors. How many steps did you get?
Okay, so I got 2.
Okay, so 2 people between them, correct? Or
yes.
one person between them.
2 people between them, yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I think there's probably more than one way, but I think this is probably the quickest way.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a hint.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a hint for this because this one is a tough one. House.
Like the show house?
I don't know.
Or just throwing it out the house. Gotcha.
I'm just gonna say house as a nice little hint for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna say house. You know what? I will say the house, the show house.
Okay. So it gives me Hugh Laurie. It gives me Omar Epps.
Don't think. Okay, so I didn't do it through Superman because my original way that I was going through Superman, because I mean, like people that Christopher Reeves was starred with, like Gene Hackman. How many? I mean, like how many co-stars was there with Gene Hackman?
Exactly.
Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
But, like how many out there that you can connect to somebody from pretty recent? But there again, Robert Downey Jr. has been making movies since the early 80s.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to think of. So, okay, let me think here for a second.
Now I'm curious. When is Robert Downey Jr.'s first acting credit?
It had to be like 84 at the latest.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably even earlier than that. I'm
thinking guess. Like, yeah, because it may be thing before he was like super famous.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got it.
1970, actually.
Are you serious?
Yes, Puppy as Bob Downey. Yeah, then he's got 72, 1980 up on the Academy. But you think you got it. Let's see what you got.
Okay. In Superman 3, because I did do Superman. I was trying to remember. So
okay.
This I don't know if I shared this. I really like Superman 3. A lot of people didn't. I really like Superman 3.
That's Sunman.
Yeah, no, that's 4.
Wait. Oh, okay. So it's 3 with Richard Pryor, the quest for
Richard Pryor and the red kryptonite, I think, and all that.
Yeah.
Thing, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Kneel Before God.
Yeah. In that one, we have the introduction of what is his name? John Cryer, but he plays Lenny Luthor, if I remember right.
Oh, I know where you're going to this.
And
okay.
John Cryer is in Due Date with Robert Downey Jr.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that would do it.
So Christopher, you're doing it in one. You're doing it in one star.
I'm doing Christopher Reeve to John Cryer, and the only reason that worked was I was thinking is everybody's in the Superman movies, but I thought about who in the Superman movies was still doing movies in the fairly recently, right? Like, and Gene Hackman, Margot Kidder has passed away.
Yeah,
Richard Pryor who's also passed away at this point. So John Cryer is there, and it was Cryer to Downey Jr. in Due Date. So that is that one. That one made my eyeball twitch. I almost tapped out.
I mean, you could. There's probably more of that. I mean, like not as many as you do, because you could probably do John Cryer to 2.5 Men with Charlie Sheen.
Yeah,
and then Charlie Sheen with. I'm with Robert Downey Jr. in one of the Brat Pack movies. I'm sure.
Facts.
You could have went that way, because also John Cryer you could have done through you could have done Smallville, or not Smallville, but Superman and Lois through Crisis on Infinite Earths, and in Smallville, Christopher Reeves in Smallville too. But here's how I got there in 2.
Yeah, I want to know.
Christopher Reeves starred in The Remains of the Day in 1993, which also starred Emma Thompson. And Emma Thompson starred in Sense and Sensibility in 1995 with Hugh Laurie And then
By
Hugh
the way,
Laurie
R.I.P.
was
to
in
him
The
and Tom.
Soloist
Yep,
with
yep.
Robert Downey
Yeah.
Jr. in
Yeah.
2009. So that's how I got there.
That was pretty good. That was good. That
Well
was good.
done. Well done. You beat me. You won on that one.
Got a skin on my teeth, though.
So I may have won the Nerd-a-Getton, but you, sir, won the Constellation. All right, what do you got for me, man?
So I did my my movie hints. So I had a lot of fun writing these as either a worst clues ever or a same plot, different characters. So it's the same movie, but I will let you decide. Do you want me to pitch the movie as worst clues ever, which for the audience is I give you 3 rounds of 3 clues that have something to do with the movie. They are all horrible. They get a little bit better each round. Or I describe the plot of the movie using the same actors, but these actors portraying different characters they've had in their career. So do you want it as same plot, different characters, or worst clues ever? But it will
Let's
be
do
the
worst
same
clues
film.
ever.
All
Let's
right.
do worst clues.
Okay, here we go. First set of 3 clues. Robin Williams, Robert De Niro, Will Ferrell. Second round of 3 clues. This film, well, let's say this film, but the 3 clues would be an actuary, a security guard, and a gym owner. In fact, let me do this because these are really hard. I'm gonna do it this way. So one of the actors in this film had these 3 actors as co-workers. Robin Williams, co-workers, co-stars. Robin Williams, Robert De Niro, and Will Ferrell. All different movies, but one of the stars of this movie was in movies with Robin Williams, Robert De Niro, and Will Ferrell. Second set of 3 clues. An actor in this movie also portrayed roles where his job was either as an actuary, a security guard, or a gym owner. And thirdly, other stars in this movie have made a lot of money in their careers as stars of television shows. And the TV shows that other stars in this movie were in and starred in was Shameless, The Simpsons, and Pee-wee's Playhouse. So I'll say it again. An actor in this film did other films where his co-workers were, co-stars were Robin Williams, Robert De Niro, and Will Ferrell, respectively, 3 different movies. Same actor was in movies where his character was either an actuary, a security guard, or a gym owner. And thirdly, other actors in this film starred in shows that were Shameless, The Simpsons, and Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Okay. So I think I got it.
Okay.
But I think I got it in round 2 because round 3 actually threw me for it. But
really? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So when you were saying, I was trying to think of people who've worked with Will Ferrell, and Robin Williams and De Niro, and then you went into round 2, and the second you said actuary, I was like, how many movies have?
Not a lot.
There's not a lot that stars an actuary, and my brother-in-law is an actuary. And then when you said security guard,
that was it.
I was like, okay. And then you follow that up with gym owner. I think the actor that you are talking about is the one, the only. He's also been known as Mr. Furious. Ben Stiller.
So then the film would be.
The film would be.
So you're right on Stiller, and I'll help you here. So the third set was co-stars in this movie, and I will say with Ben Stiller,
Okay.
co-stars in the film that I'm giving you the 3 worst clues. Other co-stars, one of his co-stars starred in Shameless, one of his co-stars stars in The Simpsons, and one of his co-stars starred in Pee-wee's Playhouse. And if the third one doesn't give you the movie, I'm kicking you off the podcast.
Oh man. Okay. All right. So now I got to think this through a little bit more.
I gotta help you. You just named the role that I'm citing for the movie. You just said.
Oh my God. Oh God. Jeez, it's Mystery Men.
There it is.
Mystery Men. Duh. Wow. All right. Frank Azaria. That's where I was getting hung up.
Yes.
Frank Azaria. Oh,
yes.
Okay. All
so
right.
I'm gonna roll through. That was it. So I'm gonna roll through just the same plot, different characters. Just
fun
for me. So Mo Sizlak, Hank Azaria, leaves the bar in Springfield to defend his hometown after recruiting a shameless Frank Gallagher, a formerly Pee-wee Jokey Smurf. Did you know that Paul Rubens voices Jokey Smurf in the live-action Smurfs movies?
Yeah.
And stopping by the museum to pick up Larry Daly. Instead of meeting the parents, that's Stiller's character, they meet up with Ed and have a really good burger. Kel Mitchell, good burger, who plays the Invisible Boy. Following lunch, they face off with Captain Barbossa, the incredible Jeffrey Rush, in an effort to avenge Iron Man, Batman, Superman. Oh, wait, just some amazing talk show hosts. So if you look at Captain Amazing, portrayed by
Greg Kinnear.
Greg Kinnear, you can see from that character aspects of Iron Man, Batman, and Superman. But the way that I first learned about Greg Kinnear as a kid was he had a short-lived talk show. So
really,
those together will give you, again, one of my favorite movies, Mystery Men.
And the fact that we never got a sequel to that is insane.
Is a tragedy.
All right, man. So I know we got an honest ad yet, but there is something else that we need to talk about, which we would talk about in a minute. I think we need to figure out what's gonna be in our brackets next week.
Absolutely.
All right, but let's go ahead and let's honest add it up. Yeah.
All right. So now that we're into 2024, and thank you all for having hopefully a safe and happy holiday and kick off to 2025. I think I said 2024 a moment ago. Here's my honest ads on New Year's resolutions. A promise, a pledge, or even a vow. We make commitments for the future in the here and in the now. We'll read more, we'll volunteer, perhaps even stop smoking. Personally, I'm going to hit up the gym. I'm only joking. Our plans are better. Our plans are to better ourselves for family and friends. Unfortunately, by Valentine's Day, most of these plans have reached an end. So for this year, make resolutions different and keep your word. Resolve to be a more positive nerd. Watch the movies, read the comic books, and definitely binge the shows. Catch up on Elsbeth from, and of course, Ted Lasso. Dive deep, explore side quests, and ponder, what if? Being a true nerd is the greatest gift. After you're done exploring all the rabbit holes in your head, find someone special, make a cocktail, and pull that box from under the bed. New Year's resolution, my friend.
Well done. That was great, man. That was great.
Thank you.
Okay, man. Let's we got a better than us human of the week, and we got a next week we got to talk about a little bit. So,
all right.
Do you got an idea for the better than us human of the week? I got one.
Yeah. All right. Why don't you go first? I do have an idea, but go first, my friend.
I'm gonna give this to Jimmy Carter, the president who just died. That's why your flags are at half staff. And the man was maybe not the greatest of presidents, but he did a lot for homeless. He did a lot. He lived a frugal life. He was a great man.
Yes.
And he used his time as president to help a lot of people out after he was president.
Yes.
So yeah, man, he lived to be 100 years old, and geez, what a life.
Absolutely. So again, RIP to President Carter. You did so much good as president and so much good after president. You and I think mentioned this before. Doing truthfully honestly, altruistic good things when you are the president of any country, especially this one, it's hard to do because almost anything you do is going to piss somebody off.
Yeah.
So sometimes you find these individuals that are able to make much more change for the betterment of us all once they're no longer in that office. And from the 80s through 2024, he did just that.
Yeah.
With that being said, my Betterless Human of the Week is my coworker, Mike. Mike had a little bit of medical procedure done a few days ago. Just talked to him the other day. Things came through with flying colors. He'll be back at the office tomorrow. Mike, buddy, so glad it went well for you. Can't wait to chat with you a little bit starting tomorrow as we record on Sunday evenings. And as always, my friend, thoughts are with you. And as far as our thoughts for our next bracket, so we record on Sundays, and next week our recording will be the day before MLK Day. So why don't would you be down with us doing our favorites? Who do we think are the most badass characters of color? And this is across all universes: Marvel, DC, television, comics, video games. My son did a great job bringing up the video game love. So,
dude, I know. I didn't even. My brain never even went there.
When he was all like, dude, he had me. Which character he started? The minute he goes Pikachu, which you got video games, you got anime. I'm not a big anime person.
Yeah.
The cartoon, and then Karibo. I mean, so many of these. You've got. You heard from his honorable mentions. You had so many. I'm like, as the old head, we were sleeping on the comic book. I was sleeping on the video games. So my thought would be next week we go through the most badass people of color, black characters, however you want to phrase that, and let them get it on.
I love it. So we're gonna make a little clip of that. The Nerd-a-Get it on, baby. I'm gonna say that to my wife tonight and not get laid.
When it's sexy time, hey, you wanna
Nerd-a-Get it on, and she's not gonna be thrilled.
I think we would have only needed one Revenge of the Nerds movie if they would have started off with Nerd-a-Get it on.
Yeah, we need some Barry White in the background.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah,
awesome, man. Yes. I am all about that. I have some ideas already going through my head. You can submit your ideas to us. Just reach out because we're all over the place. Brian, where can we find you, my friend?
You can always find me on the Book of Faces at Brian Stephen Dennis, what the S actually stands for. Give me a like, give me a follow, send me a friend request. I try to keep my content always funny and occasionally weird.
All right, you can find me on Facebook at Nerd Positive. You can find me at YouTube at Nerd Positive 1. You can find me for at least another week on TikTok at Nerd Positive 1.
We shall see what happens, right? Yes, sir.
We will see what happens. And I may have to dust off the old Instagram. And dude, we get a lot of love on X.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I logged into X and I was like, dude, got some messages and stuff.
Right.
I'm like, hey, all right. I'm not gonna say no. I don't get on X a lot, but I guess with TikTok going away, we're gonna have to probably push on the YouTube, on the Facebook, and the maybe X. I don't know.
And in the words of the immortal DMX, X gonna give it to you. Yes.
That's right. That is right. So you can.
Words of D-Generation X, we would never ask our fans to
suck it.
Yes,
but we will say, "Are you ready?"
But have you noticed Kevin Owens still does the suck it thing in a lot of his matches? I know you're a KO fan, so he still does. He does the little cross shot.
Yeah,
maybe that'll give us a Kevin Owens Triple H match at some point, which I'd be down for.
I would be too.
As long as Triple H doesn't have a heart attack in the ring, that's the only thing we ask. Yeah.
Yeah, I will. If you want to support the show, you can go to Buy Me a Coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Nerd Positive. Same with Patreon, patreon.com/Nerd Positive. You can go to PayPal, Venmo, and Bradley B10. I'm not going to say no. And you know what? Thank you all for becoming part of the Nerd Positive family. Please do us a favor. Tell somebody that you just leveled up. You're awesome. And share the show. Go give us a 5-star review. I'd appreciate it. All right, Brian, I think we have reached max levels of awesome for this week. Let's end the show like we do every day
Well, thank you so much, boys and girls, children of all ages, for joining us. And we really just want to thank you all for, again, being the best part of our week, for surviving the pandemic and now testing Nerd Positive. So we remind all of you to remember, no retreat, no surrender, and that Goonies never say die.
All right, friendship is like peeing on yourself. Everyone can see it, but only you get the warm feeling that it brings. Every time you feel stupid, you just got a little smarter. And by the way, squirrels' cheeks are their nut sacks. Are you nerd positive? Have a good day.
Bye-bye, folks.